Good morning. Welcome to the News Hour on Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. Now we're going to be taking a look at the headlines this morning. Elderly people have been airbrushed out of virus figures. The official death toll has been criticised who die in hospital, but not those in care homes or in their own houses. And of course, I'm going to be doing more on those updates later on with the main news. The MP summon in China has owned... The MP summon China-owned firm executives over security concerns. A leading UK-based firm will be summoned on Tuesday by MPs to answer questions over security concerns. There are concerns that the Chinese owner of Imagination Technologies has renewed efforts to transfer its ownership of sensitive security software to companies controlled by China. Without food deliveries from volunteers will still continue to provide lifeline. Families in parts of England said they are totally dependent on volunteers delivering food during the coronavirus crisis. Catherine Boyce from North Yorkshire said her son is cystic and she was shielding him by staying home. In rural England, many households face long journeys to buy food, and this is more difficult if families are self-isolating. The Countryside Alliance has said volunteers were plugging gaps. Under lockdown restrictions, shopping for food is one of the only 4 reasons why people are allowed to leave their homes. Ms. Boyce has said, without these deliveries, my children would starve. Virus causes a jump in total number of deaths. The number of people dying hit a record weekly high in England and Wales, and at the start of April, the figures are shown. There were 16,387 deaths in the week ending on the 3rd of April, the highest since the Office for the National Statistics started publishing weekly data in 2005. Coronavirus cases contributed to the jump in deaths with 3,475 linked to the virus. 1 in 10 coronavirus deaths this year are in the community. The government's daily figures just cover hospitals. The total number of deaths were 6,000 more than the average for this time of year, when deaths normally start falling after the flu season. It is unclear what else is causing this jump in the total number of deaths. The coronavirus deaths only contributes under 60% of these deaths. It could be that cases of coronavirus are going undetected or other factors related to the lockdown and outbreak. People not seeking treatment for other conditions or mental health and violence-related deaths are having an impact. Oh, well, the BBC is... So now let's move on to America now. The US President Donald Trump has been claiming to the total authority to lift the lockdown. President Donald Trump has also tried to lift it down. And anyway, here's this special video telling you about it.
I saved tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of lives by putting
time that you bought. The argument is that you bought yourself some time. You didn't use it to prepare hospitals. You didn't use it to ramp up testing. Right now, nearly 20 million people
disgraceful.
are unemployed.
It's so disgraceful the way you say that. Let me just listen. I just went over it. I just went over it.
In an unprecedented crisis.
Nobody thought we should do it, and when I did it.
But what did you do with the time that you bought?
You know what we did?
The month of February.
You know what we did? What do you do?
Month of February.
What do you do when you have no case in the whole United States? When you excuse me, you reported it. 0 cases, 0 deaths on January 17th.
January.
I said in January.
Your video has a complete gap.
On January 30th.
What did your administration do in February with the time that your travel ban bought
A lot.
What?
A lot.
Anyway, that was all that debating on that coronavirus since January the 17th in America. And of course, all these headlines are all going through with regards to the coronavirus. And of course, there are lots more to be seen on the BBC webpage. Go to bbc.com. And of course, all these headlines are all gone through, and of course, the huge amount of deaths have been put in position. Right then, with the news hour going ahead with the programme. And of course, with lots of stuff going through on these news pages, of course, with all these Nightingale hospitals now in business, and especially at the Manchester. So now people are still asking, why are we still in lockdown? The Foreign Secretary, Dominic Raab, who is standing in for the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, while he recovers from the virus, he said that the UK plan is working, but that more needed to be done. Keep this up. We have come too far, and we've also lost too many loved ones, and also sacrificed too. And it is too much to ease up, he has said. We're in the 4th week of lockdown, but other countries around the world are easing restrictions on people who are living there. Wuhan, in China, where the coronavirus was first discovered, has ended its lockdown last week. In Italy and Spain, the lockdown rules are being very carefully and relaxed as new cases of infection have gone down. However, the shutdown measures in all these places started earlier than the UK's. Dominic Raab has also said a meeting of scientists would take place this week about the UK lockdown restrictions. We don't expect to make any changes to the measures currently in place at that point, and we won't until we are confident. As confident as we realistically can be that any such changes can be safely made. And of course, he has also trying to ease the restriction, and also easing the restrictions too early would risk a second wave. As you probably remember, Jenny Harries, who was the doctor, said that we could have a second curve, and that could be dangerous. So we've got to make sure that they review that. Of course, a lot more stuff has been said on these programmes, of course, with more. So now that Dominic Raab has admitted the coronavirus numbers, and they are oblique. So that's it about now. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. We'll be back again tomorrow for more news, and we'll be back again tomorrow at the same time at 11 o'clock. So hope that you keep yourself safe, and we will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.